Companies pushed into administration by lenders. It may come as a surprise, but directors and shareholders will not usually get much notice of a lender's intention to appoint administrators and will frequently get none at all. Borrowing in return for pledging a piece or all of the business as security is par for the course. It's known and understood, and without it, the lending simply wouldn't be made. Notice of administration. However, a common misconception is that the lender must always give notice before appointing administrators. In fact, most security documents allow the lenders to appoint administrators immediately and without any notice at all. All a lender has to do is electronically send in a form to the relevant court and the appointment is made instantly. Events of a default. The justification to appoint is in the detail of the lending documents known as events of default. The events of default can be numerous and wide-ranging, and directors are well advised to be familiar with them. The obvious ones concern non-payment of the capital or interest on the due date. It is the seemingly less serious events of default that can be breached inadvertently and so are much more dangerous. For example, suppose a finance director foresees a cash flow blip coming down the tracks, which could mean a slight delay in making the next payment to the lender. They then approach the lender and ask if they will agree to a slight delay. The mere fact that they have made that request could be seen as evidence that the company is unable or may become unable to pay its debts as they fall due, and for this to be an event of the default itself. So instead of avoiding a triggering of security, the finance director has created one. It is common to see provisions that state a failure to comply with any of the provisions of the lending facility is an event of default. For example, being a day late with financial reporting obligations to the lender could trigger a right to appoint administrators. A change of control at board or member level, which the board may see as a neutral or even positive step for the business, can also be an event of default triggering administration. Insolvency. A further surprise to many directors is that the company doesn't have to be insolvent to be put into administration by its secured lender. So long as an event of default has occurred and that event has triggered the right to appoint, that's enough. All lenders are not the same. The vast majority will play fair and not take the nuclear option of appointing administrators unless they see their lending under legitimate and acute threat. Our advice is that it is better if directors understand exactly what the company's obligations are under the lending documents before the grant of security, and directors should push for changes to the terms where those events are too onerous. If you have any queries in relation to the administration process, please reach out to a member of the Middlebrooks team.